if I wanted to be an athletic director, what do I have to do?
Right. So to be an athletic director here in Oklahoma City Public Schools is, number one is you obviously have to be an educator. So that means you have to have your teaching degree, you have to have your bachelor's degrees, you have to be a teacher, and you just have to want to be with kids all the time. That means you have to be supportive with our children. I mean, it's not easy every day.
Right.
Because some people, I mean, they've been phenomenal coaches here in Edmond, Moore, or the surrounding area. They're just not used to the kids yet. That's why I said build better relationships. So if you want to be an AD, number one is support your kids. Number two is support your coaches and support your teachers. If you can do those three things, you can be an AD tomorrow.
And have a bachelor's.
You have to have the minimum
you have to
bachelor's
have.
degree and obviously have a teaching certificate. But, I mean, a lot of people that I know could easily be a great athletic director and could better help out our kids because sometimes I see them. Now, I said we have 19 of them. All 19 aren't that great.
I could. If I were to go through that path, I could do basketball. I love
Right. You can do basketball.
Yeah.
But like you said before, is you see me posting pictures of all our kids. I don't just say, shoot, it's just basketball all the way. No, I choose every single sport. The cheer team is on there, basketball, cross country, track, football, every single sport I support. Softball, every single one. So that's why I say you got to support every single one of the kids.
And you're basically like the, so like when you go, there's a coach for baseball, soccer, track. You basically go and ask them like what they need or what.
Yeah, so like what I mean by supporting them is literally trying to figure out what we need for our kids. If that means better equipment, that means we're trying to build better relationships, like I said.
And when it comes to equipment, who funds that?
Great people fund that. Phenomenal people fund it. We
Like who?
I just hope Roosevelt has new uniforms.
these are great people that we get to work with. Oklahoma Cleats for Kids. They make sure that every single child, no matter if they can't afford it, has brand new cleats, has brand new shoes. So you look at our basketball team; they're wearing brand new Jordans, brand new Nikes shoes. It costs $100-some. You just give it to them. It lights up their face because they know.
Oh yeah, bro. That's why it lit up my face. I was over like, shit, slide.
Man, I can make a comeback. I was excited just to see them. Cross country, they got it for them. Every single sport you can think of. It's phenomenal. Fields and Future, and this is what people said. People went to Webster, Jefferson, Roosevelt. They've never had a field. You go to every single one of those schools now. They have an entire football field that's built. I've seen that. Yeah, they've seen them here on the south side. Brand new football field that you can, and we also got brand new goals of soccer.
Back then it was crazy. Like now that memories are coming, they had old beat up tires and shit out there that they used.
You got to.
Exactly.
I think you have to invest because I think now they're looking at their surroundings like, damn, these kids like that went by your time. They're like, fuck, like they didn't have none of that nice shit, so that it didn't motivate them that much. Like when you have. Right, so that's where like they start. They probably didn't have a good coach, a good mentor. So like,
hey, shout out to Coach Shell though for Roosevelt. He was a fucking he coached me a couple times, and
it's the involvement, bro. If you have new equipment, new football field, new uniforms, the coach is engaged. That's gonna be
it really changes somebody's life, man. It's crazy.
Be a big part of you growing up. Like if you like, I've seen people that say thanks. I think it was DeRozan was one. I think somebody had. I think it was Derrick Rose. He had a brother that was he was in the streets, and he made sure he kept him in the basketball sport.
Right.
And he's like, thanks to basketball, I didn't follow my brother's steps because he also made sure I was there.
I have a kid. He posted me, and I got an award. And I mean, I was emotional when I got this award. I'm now in the Del City Hall of Fame because the kid told me he was suicidal. I didn't notice. He had depression, and I forced him to do wrestling, a sport that he obviously didn't think much about. You wear a little singlet, so you feel you don't have a lot of confidence in yourself, and you start doing this. He wrote a letter to one of the House representatives, Andy Fugate, and he gave me this letter, and now it's in the Hall of Fame, and it said, "Thank you for saving my life." He wrote an entire article. It was in the news, and he said, "Thank you for saving my life." Because if not for you, I wouldn't have the opportunity to graduate from high school. I wouldn't have the opportunity to be in the military now. Things I wouldn't have known about. I was just doing my job. I was trying just to help children out, make sure that they're there. So now it's an entire day because he wrote like a whole thing about it. So now it's an entire day suicide prevention in Del City High School. And it's called the Oscar Loza Hoyos Suicide Prevention Day in Del City every year now. And I didn't even know about it. They did it for 1 year already. They presented me with the award, I think 2 weeks ago. And I cried when I saw the whole video. So I mean, these are things like when you guys say like coaches change lives, they change lives every single day without even realizing it. So I mean, we're trying to make a lot of big strides and a lot of big differences for our kids and our communities, especially here.
Much needed. But all that has to do, and
and when you guys said about jerseys, we have a new partnership too. Every 3 years, we get brand new jerseys, Nike jerseys.
Nike.
Oscar's out here fucking.
He's on his shit, bro. I'm telling you.
Today,
don't sleep
baby.
on Oscar, bro. Don't
Kids.
sleep on him, bro. I never sleep on this guy. He knows what he's doing. And yeah, he's always doing good shit, man. He's always doing good shit, man. That's why I had a good feeling about him when I met him. He's like,
My bad. Quick question. If somebody wanted to donate to school for uniforms or somebody that's not even involved with the public school, doesn't even have a degree, but they have some money and they just want to donate. How do they go about doing that?
There's a few ways you can donate. So a lot of people just don't have money, so they can always donate their time. Like I said, the PAL League, we always need coaches in the PAL League. You can always apply. There's an app on your phone, Police Athletic League OKC, PAL OKC. You can always try and be a coach. I mean, some people just do it. And that way they can determine, it's like, well, I love doing this. Maybe I can do it at the high school, at the middle school level, just some experience. That is always a phenomenal thing. If you want to donate some money, like I said, Oklahoma Cleats for Kids always gets us cleats. It doesn't matter where you are. It's not just here in Oklahoma City public schools that they give that to. That includes every school that can't afford it. That means Tulsa. We've had schools from Lawton go over there. Every single school that needs some help, we'll gladly try and help them out. And Fields for Future, they're trying to build brand new stadiums, build brand new things. So those are two great organizations. Or if you just want to try and donate to your school, just tell them it's going to go to athletics or possibly some of the other programs. Because, like I said, it's not just athletics that I worry about. I try and do a lot of great things. We have a lot of different partnerships, especially. And this is one of the big things that I really want to help out more are the young girls that we have in athletics. Obviously, a lot of people want to focus their time on the boys, but obviously the girls are just as important. They're going to be future leaders because we never know who's in our classrooms. They could be the next president of the United States, or they could be an engineer or something.
The next Serena Williams, the next.
Exactly.
So it's like you never know.
Like I tell people, I mean, I believe in my kids every single day because somebody believed in me. I mean, you never know who they're going to be. When kids tell me, I want to do this, tell them, I believe that you can do this. I've learned that from
it's
Coach
mindset.
Jim Valvano.
That's all it is. Yeah. If you teach them mindset, you can get as far as you think
exactly.
you can.
On the last podcast when we had Leo, he said I asked him if he wanted to design his own clothes. He kind of went back and forth. I believe in you, bro. You fucking go design your own clothes.
Yeah. Oh shit! It was like,
sometimes
that shit was interesting too, because it's like, just because he got overwhelmed because there's so many like clothing brands and this and that, but like, bro, there's never enough, bro. There's like 6 billion people. What is it like?
7
population?
billion people in the world.
Yeah, come on, son.
Don't get me wrong. The clothing business is the toughest business in the world. But if you got the desire, you got the strength, and you got the everything to do it, I can guarantee you're going to make it. I mean, let's look at FUBU. FUBU was nothing. Now, For Us, By Us is one of the biggest clothing markets in the entire world. You just have to be ahead of the curve. That means don't make a shop. Don't be like a J.C. Penney. You got to try and start local and try spreading out your business.